in my domain. Got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane. It's over before you know it. Why you shaking? We're a dynasty in the making. We're the royalty. Now we're breaking down the enemy. Move over. The soldiers. Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer. It's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory. Yeah, we've waited for our time to come. Calculated everything we've done, we've upgraded. Now you can't outrun a champion. Now you're facing what? Can you hear them? Yeah, it's all for us. You believe them? Yeah, it's serious. Hear the siren. We're victorious. I'm telling you. Can I get a hell yeah? Take a swing, I can take a hit. If we die, it's fine. We live for this. It's all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer. It's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory. You're the chaser, I'm the eraser. I ruin your record, I'm back here to break ya. I cut like a razor, so call the trophy engraver. I'm gonna get it, wait till I win it. God, I'm so glad to be in it. Can't wait to say that we did it. This is my life and I live it. Ready to give it my all when you fall back. Taking advantage of all that. Demons on average are so bad. Playing short and your team scratch. Time to assess all the damages. I knew that you couldn't handle this. It takes a man to stand up to the king, and unfortunately you were bandages. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory. For the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer. It's the ultimate high for the glory. We do it for the glory. This is why we do it. This is what we live for. We on top. We number one. Hands to the sky. Never back down. Never back down. You gotta know my name. You gotta know my name.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is time for that ever so fast flying action GT45 prototype challenge to take place. It's round 2. We're at the Nurburgring GP, and this is presented by Ten Tenths Simracing. I'm your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming. Welcome in, everybody. Hope we're ready. We had an exciting race last night from our Pro Division. Let's see what we have in store tonight with our Pro-Am multi-split division here today. We are expecting to see, I believe, 12 drivers today. I could be wrong with that number. and it's going to look like it should be a good grid. Currently right now on the racetrack, conditions are looking pretty good, but we've seen how quickly that changed last night. So real quickly on the screen in front of us here, ladies and gentlemen, is our racetrack for this evening. It is the Nurburgring GP, the Grand Prix layout. It's a 3.2 mile racetrack, 5.15 kilometers. It has 15 left and right hand corners. It is a tarmac surface. It's a real world circuit, meaning that they race on it in the real world, and it has an elevation change of 187 feet from its highest point to its lowest point on the racetrack. So, a little bit about the racetrack here today. It's going to be a very technical kind of style race. We've seen last night that the rain really threw a wrench in the program, so I'm sure that is on the back of the mind of our Pro-Am and Am drivers here tonight. And we have a couple of driver of the days to mention here, as we have two different divisions today. So we're going to start with our Pro-Am division. So last week in round number 1, it was THG, Trone Kobe, for his remarkable recovery drive at Daytona. He was pushed off the racetrack on 2 separate occasions and recovered all the way back up to P5, I believe it was. That was a great race there from Trone Kobe, so he will be the GT45 driver of the day for round number 1. And we also have an Am division here as well in this lobby, and that honor belongs to Sugar Rush Racing. So congratulations to Sugar Rush Racing as well. Remarkable start to his sim racing career, his first league race here at GT45 Gaming, and it was a tough one here in these LMP1 cars, so he is awarded the GT45 Gaming Driver of the Day award for round number 1. So congratulations to our Pro-Am driver of the day, THG's Trone Kobe, and also congratulations to our Am driver of the day, Sugar Rush Racing, and they're both going to receive a bonus point for that award for their outstanding performance in round number 1. Congratulations to the two of them. All right, so let's get moving and grooving. I don't think my chat is updating here at the moment, so let's just refresh that and let's talk about our race here today. We're going to do a quick lap around here with our fastest qualifying driver, Lucas369, and this is what the drivers are going to look to be trying to duplicate here today. So this is a 1 lap attack here from Lucas369. I apologize about the lag there. And as we head into the Yokohama S here, it is a tight corner. Now, it's called Yokohama S because on the Nürburgring full circuit, you actually make a left there, and then that takes us into AMG Arena, and this is a sequence of 3 corners, turns 2, 3, and 4. We're coming through turn number 3 here now, and you really got to use turn 3 to set up turn number 4 here so you don't overshoot your exit there. That was a beautiful exit there by Lucas. That now takes us down into the second sector of our racetrack here today, and that is the Yokohama S. Yokohama S coming into there. There is no name for that corner, believe it or not. So, interesting. We do not have a name for that corner. We're going to have to make one up, I guess. Interesting. I think I said that last night as well. Alright, so now we're heading up into the Schumacher S's here. We came out of the Goodyear curve right there. That takes us into a full send set of S's here. They call that the Schumacher S's. And then that leads us into the sweeping left-hander here. I'm not sure what they call that corner. There's not a name for that corner. And that takes us into the Bilstein curve. We'll call this the Bilstein sector. How about that? Hey, they get a whole sector. And of course, a very reputable racing team here over in Europe as well. So as they come around the dog leg there, that has a name, Avon Bogan, I believe that's called. That leads us into the Vito chicane here, and you really got to slow the car down there to get that line as straight as you can and back on the exit. And then that takes us into now what's formerly known as the Hyundai curve. We've just learned last night as well. And that is a lap around the Nürburgring GP. So I'll let you enjoy the onboard here with Lucas369. Great onboard view there from this Audi R18 2016 edition LMP1 car, which we are driving here in round number 2. We will also be driving this car in round number 3. So great lap there from Lucas 369, and that was a 140.779 here around the racetrack as well, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that were wondering what that lap time was, very quick here in the LMP1 car around the Nurburgring GP for the Audi, that is. There are other LMP1 cars that could probably get around a little bit quicker, like the Porsche 919, for example. However, that's not the car we're driving here this evening. It is the Audi R18 2016 edition. So we got about 5 minutes to spare here tonight. Look at us go. We are on it here, rocking and rolling today. So, huge shout out to Nick Brewster and Kenneth for the likes on the stream. Appreciate y'all. Legends, I tell you what. And welcome to everybody over on the YouTube channel here as well tonight. So we are on both channels as always when it comes to our commentary. And huge shout out to you, the viewers at home. Family friendly broadcast. So you're definitely more than welcome to let the kiddies come and watch. It'll be all prim and proper here. Some good wholesome fun, spicy, door to door, tire to tire, LMP1 entertainment here tonight. Now remember, we've got the 2 classes in play here this evening. So we have 3 of our 4 AM division drivers currently here out of the paddock. We are missing our 3rd place finisher from last week, TT's Bandit, this week. And we're missing a couple of our Pro-Ams here this week as well. But we still got a healthy sized lobby here of, will be 11 once our remaining driver gets into the paddock here. Out of the paddock, pardon me, and into the pit lane with his LMP1 car here. So we're about 4 minutes away from race start. I'm not sure what the holdup is there. Hopefully everything is okay. The driver just had some dental surgery recently, so he maybe not up to racing standards here, but we do have race control here. We have Ten Tenths Misdevious handling our behind-the-scenes driver's briefing and important details here for the drivers this week. In lobby number 2, Lucas 369 took care of our Pro Division last night. The Misdevious stepping in here for him to fill in our Pro-Am and Am Division, so appreciate the help from our great administration staff as always, and we're almost getting there for race time. So we'll await the word from our race control official. She will keep us informed on what's going on here. And we've seen a really interesting race last night. We had rain come into play at about lap number 3. At that point, it rained for about a lap. The track stayed moist, wet to moist for about 4 to 5 laps, and then a very good dry line started to form in as the sun came bearing down on the racetrack after a little rain shower. The drivers had pretty nice conditions. It started to get gray near the end of the race, and ironically, about 5 minutes after the race had ended, it started downpouring here at Nurburgring GP in Germany there last night for our Pro Division, so they got very fortunate as they just missed a very hard downpour at the end of the race, and that really could have changed things up dramatically. So what does the weather have in store for our drivers here in Germany tonight? Well, we're going to find out very shortly. Let's go, Kilty, says Paul. Hey, appreciate you, my guy. Love to see it. So Kilt is in this lobby. He is one of our Pro-Am drivers. He was in that discussion for driver of the day last week as well with his recovery drive. But Tyrone Colby had a little more perseverance over Kilt, and that is ultimately what's decided that driver of the day vote award last week. Let's go, Miss Devious. Let's go, Superman. Miss Devious is not racing in this lobby tonight, my man. She is just our race control official, but we appreciate the shout out. Nonetheless, she is a legend. All right, so we are missing one. We're definitely missing one driver here. So we'll wait for word on what's going on with that driver. He is, I believe, coming here tonight. All right, what do we think of that Pro Lobby race last night? I mean, right now, skies look great. It's barely a cloud in the sky, sun's shining. Lots of wind. Now we've seen similar wind last night in the lobby around this 14 feet per second area. Let's go GT45. Appreciate you, Paul. Legend. OG in the house right there, Mr. Paul Blomstrom. So that wind did bring in some weather. So we have a 4 times time multiplier here today as well. So that essentially relates to about 4 hours of race time here today is what we're covering. So 4 times of weather distance is what we're covering. So anything can happen in 4 hours. And I'm just going to find out what's going on with our missing driver here. Got it. Yeah, I kind of figured it was something along those lines. Okay, we'll give him a minute. No worries. No worries. All right. Again, emergency situation developing there in the Alpha household at the moment. They are sorting that out. So. In the meantime, we get to hang out with all the amazing viewers at home. So, what's been your favorite thing about the series so far, everybody? Is it the cool paint jobs? Is it the great action on the racetrack? I mean, tell me what you guys think so far. The best part about the series is I know it's very young. We've only had 3 races out of the 20 races on the schedule, so we have just gotten started here. But it has been a pretty good doozy so far here in our opening season from GT45 Gaming. So, we're definitely excited with how things have been going here so far at GT45 Gaming and Ten Tenths Simracing, and can't wait to see how the season progresses here as we get deeper and deeper into it. So the guys are just starting to, and gals, the racers, are just starting to get comfortable with these Audi R18 cars now at this point here. And we're going to finish off with the Audi R18s at Watkins Glen next week for round number 3. And then after that, that's it. We're not going to see these Audis again the rest of the season. They're going to put them away in the trucks. They're going to send them home to the shops. And we're going to bust out the Toyota GR010 for round number 4, and we're going to break out one of the great LMP1 hypercars here in the game. Fairly new technology and new machinery here as well, recently released in the game, and it's a doozy. It is a beast of a car, so it should be interesting. Dropping a like while getting the trash done. Love it. Love it. Appreciate that dedication right there, ATB. All right, so we're just waiting for, just giving some time for our final driver here. Again, just taking care of a couple of quick details here before he settles into his racing car here tonight. Safety is always of the utmost importance with our drivers, and this is a safety-related issue at the moment, so race control will keep us informed. So, Nurburgring GP. I mean, let's talk about the racetrack a little bit. Let's bring that track map back up as soon as I hit the right button. Hey, let's get the magic going here. Come on now. All right. Let's talk about a little bit of details here with the race. All right, so we do have the Yokohama S, which is turn number 1. It's a downhill grade braking zone. Drivers need to be aware of the elevation change on the track surface, as this may upset the car. And there are certain parts in that corner that can really make the car jostle around, especially these LMP1 cars. They're very, very low to the ground. AMG Arena turns 2, 3, and number 4 is this section of the track is very unique. T2 crests the hill, which will have an impact on grip. The brake zone for turn 3 is downhill grade, and some drivers may use turn 3 to set up their line for turn 4 is optimal, and an intentional run wide on exit, which sometimes will gain, sometimes will not. It all depends on the line that you get through the corner. Turn number 5 may present passing opportunities. Keep your eyes open. Just be sure not to compromise your exit of turn 5. Some drivers will use turn 5 to set up for turn 6 to get the run out of turn 6. That takes us up into turn number 7, our Goodyear curve. This presents many passing opportunities in the entry as well as the exit. Goodyear is important to get right because the drivers have full throttle run all the way to turn number 10. Turn 10 and Bilstein curve are turns that some drivers may use as 2 separate turns. Others see them as 2 linked turns. That takes us into the kink that leads up to the Vito chicane. Advenbogen is a very mid-turn, a kink in the road. There is more than enough room for drivers to go through there 2 or even 3 wide, full send, no lift. And the Vito chicane is like threading a needle. Many drivers will attempt passes here. The apex curbs are watched extremely closely by track officials. Clipping the apex too much could result in a penalty. And then that takes us into the final curve, Hyundai curve. And this is a 145-degree right-hand turn. Drivers should have visual references to navigate this turn effectively. Expect to see many passing opportunities and attempts here in Hyundai curve. And that is absolutely accurate here from Nürburgring GP. All right. We are good to go. Race control has come in. We'll give them a 1-minute warning just so they are ready to go. they are ready to go, but 1 minute and we'll get over to qualifying conditions here. All right, let's take it to the big screen, shall we? I had a tasty double overtake at turn number 7. Ooh, tasty little double overtake. Tasty, tasty? We like tasty overtakes. I'm sure we're going to see a few tasty overtakes here tonight as well. So as soon as that timer turns the clock, which it just did, we will get this race underway. So we will be let in with a 5-minute qualifying session here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be good enough for about 2 or 3 laps for these drivers. It's a very quick qualifying session. It is 5 times tire wear and 4 times fuel consumption, meaning every time the drivers go around the racetrack for 1 lap, they're using 5 laps worth of tires and 4 laps worth of fuel. Pardon me. Tires are not as big of an issue as fuel is going to be here this evening, which we've seen from our Pro Division race last night. We also seen 2-stop versus the 1-stop strategies last night, and both strategies ended up on the podium. However, the 2-stop strategy did come out on the top step of the podium. With that being said, though, rain did come into play here last night in our Pro Division, and that most certainly impacted the race to some extent or another. So here we go. We're just going to make sure everything's working. We got game sound, we got mic sound, we're rocking, we're rolling. Let's go racing. Welcome in, everybody. It is going to be 10 Tenths Fast Ginger first out on track here. Nope, he's going to be second out on track here. Who is our lead car? It is looking like it's Cobra. Most certainly Dark Cobra here is going to be our lead driver out tonight, and he is one of our new drivers here this season to GT45 Gaming, so welcome to him. And he had a pretty fun. He enjoyed his first race, he said. It was a little bit of a tough race for him, but he is back here in round number 2 to tackle the Nurburgring GP, and it's not that the driver is not aware of how these racetracks go. He is a road car specialist racer here, this guy. He's a very quick racer as well, and he is just learning how to drive this GR1 machinery this season. So this is a big learning curve for him, going from road machinery to extreme high downforce situation, but he has been pretty excited about the series, and he's looking pretty good here. And it looks like we're going to do a little boost charge here, and we did ask that the drivers stay out of the racing line if that's what they are going to opt to do here. So we're going to sit with TT's Kilt, who is now our lead driver out on track here. And we definitely have some drivers very close together here, and this is interesting. We got Lucky's lagging a little bit here. Hopefully his internet is going to hold out here. Definitely a little side to side there from one of our drivers, so we're going to stick with TT's Kilt as he is our lead driver out here. He should be the first driver to come across that start-finish line here to record the first qualifying lap. We've got Lucky and THG's Tyrone Kobe behind there. They're very close together, and that might be a little tough for those two to navigate efficiently here in qualifying. It might be good to just try and space out a little bit there, or they could work together and potentially push pole as well, so it's hard to say. Good luck, drivers. Let's go, TT. Howdy, all. Says Cameron. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Hope everybody enjoys the show. So we are under qualifying conditions. 5-minute qualifying run before we start our 50-minute endurance race here this evening. Racing medium and racing soft tires are required, and are required for 3 full racing laps. And if it does rain, it does need to rain for a large portion of the race, we're going to call it, say 9 laps, to eliminate that tire mandate. And of course, tire mandate and the rain tire mandate are being looked at behind the scenes after the racing is done here this week as well, because I think we need to clarify just a little bit better. Alright, so it's DT Kilt coming through here, and he's coming through Bogan right now. That's leading up into the Vital Chicane, so he's got 3 corners to go here before we see our first recorded lap here in round number 2. Still dead from last night. That was a good race. You guys had a fantastic race last night. Now we're about to see what our Pro-Ams and Ams are going to put on display here tonight. It's going to be interesting to see how the times compare as well between the two groups. So it's going to be Kilt to come through first here, and it's going to be his pole position time, 43.157. Trone's going to come in, stays in second. Lucky stays in third. We got Sugar Rush Racing, our AM winner from round 1, coming through, and he's going to stay in 4th place for the time being. We got TPC's Dark Cobra coming through here. We've seen him just kind of back off the pack a little bit there, and what's he got as he comes through? It's going to be good enough for 5th place. We got Medic coming through at 6th place for him. TDC Gaming coming through pole position. Last week's winner, RA Superman, coming through here. He's going to be our next driver to record a lap here. He's in 8th place. That means 8th driver out in qualifying. So let's see what he's got when he comes around the Hyundai curve. He has opted to give himself lots of space. He wants the room just to run his line around the racetrack, and hey, I feel him. I'm kind of much of the same way. We got Scary Guy coming through. We got Heathen coming through as well, and Superman coming through there. So he must have fell behind the group a little bit. Let's go see where Heathen ended up here. Fourth place. He ended up in 4th place there, so that was a good lap there from Heathen. So it is Fast Ginger currently sitting in pole position. It's a 141.9. That's a great lap there coming from 10 Tenths Fast Ginger. TDC Gaming making a mistake there. I squashed his last qualifying lap, so he's going to park it. You can see 4 minutes and 58 seconds, so the timer has ran out here officially. So the drivers that are still on track running will have enough time to finish the laps they are on, but that is it. Once we see these guys and gals now come through the start-finish line, that's going to be it. Qualifying is going to be over, and where they're placed is where they're placed. So Kilt here trying to steal a pole position away as he comes around the Hyundai curve for the final time here in qualifying. Let's see what he's got, and I'm not sure who's behind him here. It's Trone Kobe in behind him. It's going to be good enough for 3rd place. Trone Kobe comes through. He's going to stay in 5th place. Alpha is going to come through. He improves, but he stays in 6th place there. We got Sugar Rush Racing coming through there. Oop, that was the wrong button. There he goes. He's going to stay in 7th place. We got Cobra coming through here. He's currently sitting in 8th position. And remember, we do have Pro-Ams and AMs all mixed together here. It's an improvement there. He's going to stay in 9th place. We got Medic coming through here next. Let's see what he's got as he comes around. Oops. Sorry, my man. And he's coming around that Hyundai curve here. The driver's still got about 30 seconds left on that clock, so they need to get booting and scooting here. And it's going to be good enough for 9th place for him. We got Scary Guy and Superman all coming through here at the same time. And we got somebody else there, too. Who's in the mix there? Heathen in the mix there as well. So let's let them all get through there, and let's go take a look at our grid there, because those were the last of our drivers there. So it's going to be 10 Tenths Fast Ginger in pole position. It's going to be TDC Gaming in 2nd place. It looks like it's going to be 10 Tenths Kilt in 3rd place. It's going to be RA's Heathen in 4th. It's going to be Trone Kobe in 5th. It's going to be RA's Superman in 6th place. It's going to be 10 Tenths Lucky Alpha in 7th. It's going to be Sugar Rush Racing in 8th place. It's going to be Dark Cobra in 9th. It's going to be Scary Guy in 10th, and it's going to be Medic here in 11th position tonight. That is going to be our starting lineup here after qualifying has now wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to the drivers. That was great, and it's going to be a 141.9 coming from 10 Tenths Fast Ginger. That is a great time from our Pro-Am driver right there, and a second faster than the nearest driver. TDC at a 43.1, 43.1 for Kilt. They're literally split by a half a tenth a second there. Heathen with a 43.1, also split by a half a tenth. It's a 43.9 for Trone Kobe, a 44.4 for Superman Alpha with a 44.6, so it's very close in the top 6 here. We've got Sugar Rush Racing there with a 46.2, and he's our first AM there. We've got Dark Cobra with a 46.7. We got Scary Guy with a 48.1, and we got Medic there with a 48.9 as well. So great job there to them. And I feel like we didn't get that screenshot for some reason, so we're going to double take that screenshot just in case. All right, let's give 2 minutes. And we'll send these drivers off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes. Go ahead and get those last second things you need to get done here right before we get this race underway, because the next 50 minutes is going to be very, very interesting. Got Rusty coming in with that heart on the stream as well. Appreciate everybody tuning in here as well tonight. Let's go racing. Let's go racing. All right, so our race winner from last week in 6th place here. So interesting starting position there for our round 1 race winner. But we had 2 different race winners here so far in the Pro Division. Are we going to see the same trend starting here in our Pro-Am AMS multi-split as well. Want to change the course? Nope, we're good. 41.9 is quick. That would have put him in mid-pro. No, I agree. That was a very fast lap there from Fast Ginger. He is coming along at a fast pace in his development here over the last little while. All right, we need to get these drivers going here. They are getting antsy. All right, ladies and gentlemen. How much for the blinker fluid? We're selling blinker fluid here behind the scenes. Don't mind us. A little black market blinker fluid trade going on here at Nurburgring GP tonight, you know. All right, let's get this going. 10 seconds till race start, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go racing. Tough wind direction too. That crosswind lane in sector 3 and T1 is no joke, and it's big here too as well. It's 16 feet per second here for our Pro-Ams tonight. Oh boy, that is a heavy windfall coming in, and that tells me that they should probably be keeping their eye on that weather radar throughout the race here, because that heavy wind really blew some weather in for our Pro division last night. It's gonna probably bring some in for our Pro-Ams. Kick them tires, light them fires. Let's go prototype racing, and we're green, and all 11 of our drivers get off nice and tidy here, and it's led out here by 10 Tenths Fast Ginger, our pole sitter. And let's get spicy as we head into turn number 1, and we got Sugar Rush Racing going a little bit deep, and it's gotten a little bit ugly here. We're going to keep our eye on the cars. We got one car with damage. Not bad. A little sloppy. Cole Racing tires. Everybody came in hard there. I think Sugar Rush Racing miscalculated his braking point there. He just went really deep into the corner, checked up the field there, and it was a little bit of a dicey turn 1, but we are moving and grooving here into the AMG arena now and heading up in through, I can't remember the corner name here already. As he's up into 3rd place here. TT Kilt down into 4th place. We've got Lucky Alpha up 2 spots into 5th place. Superman in 6th. We've got Medic, our top AM driver, currently in 7th place, with Scary Guy in 8th. We got Tro and Kobe here in 9th and behind. We got Sugar Rush Racing in 10th, and we got Cobra here in 11th position. And that was a little bit of a dicey start there, but again, the damage is on light this season, so the red flag protocol is a little bit more strict, I guess, so to speak. It's going to take a lot more to get that red flag called here with the light damage model, and that was a little bit bumpy and grindy, a little argy-bargy as they call it in the UK, coming into turn 1, but everybody got through. So we are racing here, ladies and gentlemen. So it's Fast Ginger here for the... Oh, we're losing stuff here. Coming through to finish the first lap here, and he is currently in the race lead here, but boy oh boy, TDC Gaming is all over him here right now. He closed right up, he's right underneath that tail fin. He's looking for a big run there as he takes a wide entry, and he took a great entry actually into that Hyundai curve there, and Fast Ginger's trying to scrub those tires right there. You can see a little side-to-side movement, trying to get some heat built up into those tires. He's not satisfied that those tires are up to temperature yet. He really wants to make sure that TDC Gaming does not get the charge here. You can see Heathen's closing in as well in the race lead here. We got some pylons out there to tell the drivers where if you go out here, you're a little too far, is what that's basically telling them. Kilt up at 4th place as well. We got Lucky Alpha here in 5th. He goes a little bit wide there, but he gets it up. We got Superman in 6th place, Medic right there in 7th, Scary Guy in 8th, Tron in 9th, Sugar Rush Racing here in 10th place, and Cobra right there in 11th. So, I mean, the pack is pretty close together here right now. It's just Cobra here after, I'm assuming, a part of that turn 1 accordion effect there. He just fell into the back of the pack a little bit there, but we are moving, we're grooving. And it's Fast Ginger leading the charge here tonight. Don't have to remind me, facts, right? You had a tough race last night, guys. You had a tough race. All right, so it is Fast Ginger in the lead here. TDC gets a run here. Is he going to get a job done here? As we head into the Schumacher S's, you could definitely make a move here. This is a great opportunity to try and get a pass done, but he's not close enough there. Fast Ginger gets on a good run here, but he's going to take a look. Nope, he's going to settle back in, and this is a great battle for the race lead here right now between TDC Gaming and Fast Ginger. You can see Heathen just lurking in the background, 1.5 seconds in behind, watching this go down, going, yes, keep going. I'm coming. I'll be here to play shortly. But it does settle down here as we head in towards the Vito chicane. So the Bilstein curve there, Fast Ginger got a pretty decent run. TDC Gaming not able to take advantage of the slipstream there, and he's going to have to set back up here as we head through the Hyundai curve for another attempt at Fast Ginger here for the race lead. You can see different lines here coming from the drivers as they head through that final corner, but it seems like they get about the same exit speed there between the two of them. And look at the pack coming in behind. Let's go see what's happening in behind here. We've got Heathen in 3rd place, we've got Kilt up at the 4th position, we got Lucky Alpha in 5th, and we got Superman chasing here in 6th. So this is almost a 6-way battle for the race lead here right now, and then it's led by our AM leader currently here right now, Medic. And he's got Tron Kobe just in behind here in 8th place. Scary guy for you in the AM division. He's currently sitting in 2nd place. Made a little bit of a mistake there. He's going to lose that position to Sugar Rush Racing, but great job gathering the car up there. And where's our boy Cobra? He's just coming in there right now. He's just 3 seconds in behind here right now. So he's just maintaining that gap right now. And again, remember, brand new driver to these LMP1 cars here. So he's doing a great job here so far. But it is 10 Tenths Fast Ginger, and he is leading the way here. And we're just kind of trying to keep our eye on the gaps right now. It's half a second. Everything's just kind of chilled right now. A half-second track limit penalty there for Lucky Alpha, and that's not going to be ideal. But Superman here must have had a little mistake or an incident here somewhere. He fell right behind, 3.8 seconds. So Tron Kobe now 3 seconds up the road. He's gotten around Medic here, so Medic drops a position to 8th place overall, but that is not a divisional placement. So you can see Sugar Rush Racing now closing in here though, and this will be a divisional battle here between two AMs, between Sugar Rush and Medic, if he can close in. And right now 9/10 of a second in behind. Let's sit in here with Sugar Rush Racing and see if he closes up on Medic here for the moment. We'll sit with this for a few corners and see if he can develop something here, and then we'll continue taking a look through our field. Except you did a full spin to a dead stop. Yeah, we've seen a few drivers make a mistake coming through into the Yokohama S there as well. We got Nolander coming in with that thumbs up on the stream. Appreciate you, my guy. Hope you're doing fantastic. So nothing developing here right at the moment, but Sugar Rush Racing is closing that gap up. Scary guy for you here, our 3rd place AM driver tonight. And all our AMs are going to hit the podium here tonight, so that's great for them. And we've got Dark Cobra here in 11th position. So the way the points work for the AM drivers this season is they're not going to get first place points for finishing first in their division. They're going to get the points based off of their overall finishing position in the multi-split lobby, and that is going to determine their points on the season. However, they are entitled to those bonus points. So the fastest lap point, the pole position point for the AM drivers, and of course the Driver of the Day awards. So the bonus points are available for our AM drivers, but we are not I lost my train of thought there. But yeah, they are doing that, but they're not going to get first place 32 points, second place 28 points type spread. They're going to get based off of where they finish in the lobby against the Pro-Ams, and that's just going to spice it up a little bit. It's going to make that championship chase between the 4 AM drivers, potentially 5 AM drivers here after this week, spicy in that championship chase. It'll keep things really, really interesting down there. So a little bit of a twist that we've thrown in, and that was already in play at the beginning of the season. So we got Lucky Alpha. He's going to serve that half-second track limit penalty there, and that's going to open up the gap a little bit bigger to TT's Kilt there once he gets around here, and that's going to allow Superman to close in a little bit as well. Now it's about a 3/4 of a second, maybe full second time loss in that penalty serving zone there, and a little lag spike as he hit that penalty serving zone there. That was interesting. And we got Superman here in 6th. We got Tron in 7th. We got Sugar Rush Racing and Medic battling it out here. And I think a penalty there for Sugar Rush Racing as he's moving a little bit slower there. So Medic's going to get the lead back from Sugar Rush Racing in the AM division here. These guys are up in the middle part of the pack right now. So that's fantastic racing by those two. We got Scary Guy for you. He's about 3.5 seconds in behind. You can see Dark Cobra starting to close in on him here as well. Pit stops being made by Heathen, Lucky Alpha, and Superman here as they come in, and it looks like we're going to see some 2-stop strategies here from these drivers. All right, TDC Gaming here, 3.5 seconds in behind TT's Fast Ginger right now. We've got 10 Tenths Kilt. He's got 5 seconds off of second place TDC Gaming, but closing in a little bit, and he's got a nice tidy 8.5 second gap to Tron Kobe. Now Tron Kobe had to fight through that middle part of the pack there, and now he's left with an 8-second gap to the podium here. So let's see if he can close that gap. We are going to be keeping our eye on that. He had great pace at Daytona, so I do suspect we'll see some pace come out of this driver here today as well. Now that leaves Medic up into 5th place right now. This is an AM driver in this lobby, ladies and gentlemen. He's up in 5th place currently overall in the race, so that is fantastic. Sugar Rush Racing is pushing hard there to try and close back up on Medic here, and just a little early to be really overdriving the car right now. He just needs to settle back into his rhythm and just stick with his plan here, and you'd be surprised how quickly he'll catch up there. We got a pit lane infraction here, but it looks like from Heathen, and that is going to not be ideal here. That's probably going to cost him a definite position to Scary Guy. Dark Cobra right there in 9th place is potentially going to grab that spot as well. So let's stick on board with these two here, as Heathen is going to be serving that penalty here in just a moment's time as we come around the Bilstein curve here. And that is 3 seconds. That's going to cost him about 4 by the time he gets back up to speed here. And here comes Scary Guy and Dark Cobra. So let's see how they come out in relation. Heathen's going to pick the defensive line here, which he has the right to do. And Scary Guy and Dark Cobra are just going to sit in behind the Pro-Am driver there. So lots of respect being shown right there, too, from the two different divisions. Very aware of what the situation was there. But Heathen has that right to go defensive coming into the line there. We got Cobra now coming in to make a pit stop. That'll be his first stop of the night. Superman is going to continue around here as he made his stop just a lap ago. That's going to give him a couple of positions. We see Kilt now up in pit lane here as well. Should give Alpha that spot back up as well. It's going to be interesting to see how the strategies all play out for our drivers today. So far, the weather's holding up pretty good. I do like testing out this multi-format division. It might become something that becomes a part of championships in the future. It was unintentional to have it end up this way. That's just kind of how it happened. So it's intriguing. It's intriguing. I can't wait to see how it goes. And I hope that we find more drivers for the Pro-Am and Am division throughout the season to come and dabble too, so we can open that up a little bit and make it more interesting. And we have plenty of room for Pro-Am. I think we have 4 spots available in the Pro-Am division, and we have 10 spots available in the Am division still as well. And we will give the Ams a separate lobby if we have the numbers to support it as well. So again, registration is open until the end of round 7, so if you're thinking about it, if you want to give it a shot, come and try it out. We got Medic here. He's a brand new driver here, to the best of my knowledge. Sugar Rush racer, much the same thing. Brand new league racer coming to dabble for the first time, and it ain't easy learning how to do these LMP1 cars under competition. So, anybody can do it. It's up for all skill levels, and we got a great battle actually up here. Let's get back up there, shall we? This is for Am lead here right now between Medic and Sugar Rush Racing. These two had a pretty good spirited battle at Daytona at times too as well, so they're very equally paced drivers, it seems like, here right now in the series. And here we go, battle on. Let's stick with this for a minute. This is fun. We love to see it. So let's see these Ams Rochambeau here as we head into the Yokohama S on lap number 7. And these guys are doing a great job here tonight. I love to watch the Am drivers race. I really do. It makes me smile. I've got an ear-to-ear grin on my face right now watching these guys just cruise around the racetrack in these cars. And the cars look so beautiful. Look so beautiful. All right, nothing brewing at the moment. Heathen's tracking. So we got a Pro-Am driver starting to chase down in behind there. Superman's here in 7th place. We got Scary Guy in behind him in 8th. We've got Lucky Alpha here in 9th. We've got Kilt in 10th. And we've got Cobra here around another field in 11th position here, and maybe a mistake, I'm not sure. A little bit behind there. Looks like an extra pit stop behind, but he just might have made a mistake on the racetrack, or he's just out of pit stop sequence, so that is a-okay. Alright, so 10 Tenths Fast Ginger, 5-second gap over TDC Gaming here right now. Now, if anything, if we've learned anything from the series very early on, that gap means nothing. A missed fuel calculation closes up a 15-second gap very quickly, we found out in round number 1 here. So strategy really needs to be on point. The drivers, I'm sure, are going to be a lot more mathematically on top of their fuel mapping and their fuel numbers for this race. We had a TDC Gaming that had should have been a race and win last week, and unfortunately for him, miscalculated his fuel. And that cost him a race win over RA Superman. Now, it was not for a lack of a great battle to the checkered flag from these guys last week at Daytona, but it was a really unfortunate situation there. And I think we got a one-stop attempt here coming from Tron Kobe, ladies and gentlemen. He is, 12, almost 13 minutes into this race. and he is on point for a very lengthy run if he chooses to do so. So here we go. We got this AM battle happening here, and now we got Heathen coming in. Now, not by any means do these AMs need to give this position away to him while they're in this battle, and Heathen has already kind of worked his way in between this battle, so that's just the way it's going to go. So what's going to happen here now is Heathen can either find his way around through this technical sector like he just did right there. I think that was a little cooperation from Medic, actually. That was a great job. Or wait till they come out of the sector, and then Medic would have given up the position to Heathen there. But great racing awareness right there by Medic. But unfortunately for him there, that little checkup just to allow Heathen to get through there did allow Sugar Rush Racing back into 6th place here as well. And now this battle is back on here for the AM lead. So this is a good spicy little battle right now. This is 5th to 6th place overall on the racetrack between our AMs here as well. Noted, very noted. And it's been a good little battle here so far. They get up to each other, they have a little fight, and then, you know, they got to close each other back up. And then they have a little fight, and then they close each other back up. So this is great racing here coming from our 2 AM division drivers here this evening. And not to take away from the rest of them on track here, this is just where the action is at the moment here on our racing track, and they are separated by about 8 tenths of a second here. So Sugar Rush Racing could be playing a little strategy out, maybe just chilling, saving some fuel, staying just close enough to attack if there is an attack that is open. But right now it is TT's Fast Ginger on the racetrack here. So 143.3 fastest lap on the track currently. He's got TDC Game chasing him here, 6 seconds in behind, and noted they are on different tire compounds, the 2 of them here, and that may come into play at the end of this race as well. So that's interesting. We've got Trone Kobe here in 3rd place. He has not stopped yet either on the racetrack. So currently maybe our top 3 are looking at a 1-stop attempt here tonight, and we've seen that last night. We got Heathen here in 4th position. He's closing in quite quickly on Trone Kobe here in 3rd place. So Trone Kobe, who looks like he's attempting a 1-stop here, Heathen's on a 2-stop strategy, which means he's on a just I'm going to send it kind of style strategy. He gets really wide into turn number 3 there. He picks up a penalty for going wide out of turn number 2 there as well, and he may pick up another penalty for going wide coming out of turn number 4 there. So it's kind of falling apart this lap there for Heathen, but it's all good. Looks like a half second. They gave him a break on the exit coming out of AMG Arena there, but that is not going to be ideal for him trying to, again, get away from this AM battle that's been happening in front of and now and behind him here for the last, I would say probably 5 laps here now. It's not an immediate battle, but they are definitely close enough together to start battling. So now that leaves Superman tracking here, another Pro-Am driver tracking in behind our AMs here. And again, depending where he catches these guys could be a little problematic for him, because if they are actively in that battle for 5th and 6th place, he's just got to find a way around or sit in behind and watch it all go down. And Sugar Rush Racing gets a super good run here up to Schumacher S's, and we're side by side as we head into Van Bogen. And it's going to be Medic to defend the position here. He's going to hit that defensive line, but Sugar Rush Racing is going to take that optimal line here around Bilstein, and look at the run he gets. He is right back up on the tail end of Medic here right now, and this is a fantastic battle. And we're side by side as we head up into the Vito chicane. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, side-by-side action. Who's going to get the job done? And we're still side-by-side. Great job right there by our AMs, and Superman's going to take advantage of that. He's going to dip up the inside, and he's going to look for the twofer. Great job there by Superman, and oh my, that move right there allowed Medic to get back in through the inside of Sugar Rush Racing, and oh my, what an absolutely crazy sequence of events. A great battle there, a great move into the Vito chicane by Sugar Rush Racing. Superman takes advantage of that exit. He pokes himself up the inside of that. He gets a 2-for-1. Out of that deal, Sugar Rush Racing stuck on the outside line coming out of the Hyundai curve because Superman had position on him, and Medic tucks through the inside line and takes the AM lead back away. And here we are through AMG Arena, side by side, wheel to wheel, battling it back out for that AM lead. The AMs are putting on a show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Look at them go. Let's go. Got Lucky Alpha here in 8th place. We got Kilt in 9th place, and these two drivers very close together here as well. And again, a little bit of lag coming from Alpha there. That's unfortunate, but so far so good there for him. We hate to see lag. Lag is always scary. And we got Dark Cobra here in 11th place. So we got a moment here. Let's breathe. And wow, that was some intense action right there. Pro-Am and AMs fighting it out tooth and nail right there. That was beautiful. They handled that so fantastic. These LMP1, these guys have got a handle on these cars here this season already. And boy, the more and more we get deeper into this season, the more and more that these battles intensify on the racetrack. Oh, it is just going to get better and better for all the viewers at home. Get excited, ladies and gentlemen. This is just the start of a massive build-up throughout this season between these drivers. The fight is very spirited here, and we got Heathen now closing in on Trone Kobe. So now we've got a battle for third place overall here as Heathen is tracking into slip. Now he's got to try and find a way around Trone Kobe. Let's see what he's got in his bag of tricks here in that RA blue and orange Audi R18. Ooh, big wiggle coming out of turn number 1 there as we head in AMG Arena, and he was not able to get a position there, but is he going to do the over-under here as we head into turn number 3? No, Trone Kobe just goes in deep there, making sure he doesn't get that car position on him there. Trone Kobe on a hard defensive line through turn 4. Could be good for Heathen, gets a nice, good, clean run through turn 4 there, but no, Trone Kobe is on top of this, and it is battle on here for third place between Trone Kobe and RA's Heathen. The battles are getting spicy here in the middle part of this race right now. We love to see it. Let's rock and roll. We want to get back to that AM battle too, but oh man, we got to watch this here. This is overall third place battle position here on the racetrack, and this is for third place in the Pro-Am division as well. So this is a big battle here brewing right now between Trone Kobe and Heathen. There's a little bit of lag happening there between some of the drivers, so they're doing a really great job at managing this here today. And Trone Kobe and Heathen here. Trone Kobe, he's not too worried right now. He's just sticking to that racing line. He knows that he doesn't want to compromise his corners too much unless he has to. Heathen's not really showing any aggressive offense here, so Trone has no reason to believe that he's just going to settle back in behind and make the corner, but do believe that if Heathen gets a run here, he may want to look. So Trone's aware. He goes semi-defensive there, and that was an opportunity maybe there for Heathen to take a look, but he just sits in behind, plays nice. And he's being really smart right here, calculated about how he's going to try and attempt to pass Trone Kobe. Maybe he's just assessing Trone Kobe around the racetrack, looking for a weak point, but being very calculated about how he's going to try and attempt this pass here on Trone Kobe right now. You can see him flashing the headlights there. That may be a sign that, hey, let's work together, or just a sign to be like, hey, I'm not going to take a look here. But a little bit of communication happening here between the drivers as well. And as we continue on the racetrack, nothing exactly happening here right now. And I know the moment that I go and take a look at Sugar Rush and Medic there that we're going to miss something here. But we're going to go look because we got Superman here up at the 5th place. Now we got Sugar Rush Racing here in 6th. And we got TT's Lucky Alpha in between the two of them here. And he's definitely lagging a little bit here today. We've got Medic there in 8th place. We got Kilt in 9th. We got Scary Guy here in 10th position. And we got Dark Cobra here in 11th place. Alright, he's moving and grooving here. We got to get that boy up in some practice lobbies with us here and get him moving in that car. He loves to race. He's a great dude. We love Dark Cobra here. Appreciate that service as well. USMC on the fender, we've noticed that. We definitely pay homage to our servicemen and women. Just appreciate your service. Thank you so much for everything you do. Fast Ginger, though, in the lead. He's opened this up to 10 seconds here now over TDC Gaming. But again, TDC Gaming is doing a great job at managing that gap right now with the harder compound tire behind our race leader as well. Trone Kobe here, he's in 3rd place, and again, he has not pit yet either here. So it looks like we got a bunch of one-stop attempts up in the front end of our pack here. Now, he's been tracking down Trone Kobe here for I would say about 7 or 8 laps in this race. He finally caught up to him. They had a little bit of a battle, and then he's just kind of settled in behind Trone Kobe here, and now they're playing nice, but I don't know if Heathen is aware that Trone Kobe's potentially holding him up here on that medium racing tire in front of him either. So I'm not sure if he's aware that there's a tire difference between the two drivers here, but for the time being, he's just settled in playing nice. And Trone is very aware that he's there. Trone is still playing that semi-defensive role there. He's not sure when or if Heathen's going to make the move, and he's just, making sure that an opportunity isn't just available there for free. And that's smart racing there by Trone Kobe as well. So Superman here in 5th place. He's got 5.5 seconds to make up to his teammate up ahead of him there in 4th position. Heathen, we got Lucky Alpha here now, and Kilt is just coming around Medic there, and that nice little pass coming into the Yokohama S there, leading an AMG Marina, and Medic has fallen a little bit behind Sugar Rush Racing here for the time being on the racetrack, but that could all change very quickly. And speaking of Sugar Rush Racing here in pit lane, we got not sure what's happening there. There we go. Oh, the fuel man. The fuel man was filling him up there. We just didn't see the guy with the fuel can loading up that car. We figured maybe he maybe having a mechanical issue there or something for a second. We seen the tires were changed, but we just didn't see the fuel man with the fuel can doing his thing. So it is Fast Ginger here as he comes around a Hyundai curve. He's rocking, he's rolling, no pressure here right now. TDC Gaming in second place, and the gap is quite large here to the remainder of the field. Tron Kobe here in third position. We've got Heathen in fourth place, and he's still just sitting there in behind Tron Kobe, playing nice right now, and this is allowing Superman to try and attempt to close up here, but the gap is actually growing a little bit here. 5.7 seconds. Lucky Alpha 7 seconds in behind Superman here. This man just had some pretty massive dental surgery here over a couple of days ago, so the fact that he's even in this racing car and on track here today is incredible, so good job to him. We've got TT's Kilt here in 7th place and a 1 second penalty for him, so that's not ideal. Medic is sticking with these two here, and that's good for him because they will eventually pull him right back into that battle for the AM lead here. We got Dark Cobra up into 10th place and Sugar Rush Racing here in 11th, and actually that puts Medic in the AM lead right now with that pit from Sugar Rush Racing actually. So we got TT's Lucky Alpha making a pit stop here, and we're at about the 24-minute mark of the race here right now. And I would assume that is going to be his final stop of the race here. We've got TDC Gaming here in second place. We've got Tron Kobe here in third. We've got Heathen in fourth. We've got Superman here in fifth. We've had Kilt here in sixth. We've got Medic in seventh. We got Scary Guy in eighth. Alpha there getting some fuel. You can see the fuel man doing his thing. He's hidden right behind the air canisters there. And he'll be out of pit lane here fairly shortly. Sugar Rush Racing closing in on Dark Cobra here as well. Not a whole lot brewing right at the moment here on the racetrack. This is kind of the closest thing to a battle here right now. And these are two drivers working together at the moment. They're not battling. So I think that Heathen and Tron are quite aware that that gap to TDC Gaming and Fast Ginger is quite large at this point. And I think that this is a strategy call between the two competitors right now to try and help close that gap up, because it only benefits both of them to catch back up to the lead pack. What happens when they catch the lead pack? Well, I'm sure it's all bets are off at that point, and we'll see a battle ensue. But Heathen has zero interest right now in putting any pressure or battling with Tron Kobe here right now. This is all strategy right now from RA's Heathen with Tron Kobe, and actually it looks like Heathen is coming into pit lane there, so just chilling, doing his thing. And that's going to now alleviate the pressure off of Tron Kobe from Heathen for the time being. But again, Heathen wasn't really applying any serious pressure there, so that'll leave Superman tracking, and he's 5 seconds behind, so he is closing in on Tron Kobe there. We've got TT's Kilt here in 6th position. He's got a little bit of space to make up there too. Superman up in 4th place, but again, we haven't seen those final sets of pit stops yet. So we got Medic coming into pit lane. We've got Scary Guy now coming into pit lane. That's going to put Alpha around here. He's just made that pit stop, so he's currently sitting in 9th. We've got Sugar Rush Racing here in 10th, and we got our boy Dark Cobra here in 11th place. So it is TDC Gaming here, and he is now in the race lead with that pit from Fast Ginger there just a few minutes ago. So interesting. I thought we were going to see a one stop there from some of our leaders, but we may be seeing some setups for 2 stops here as well. So some different strategies definitely at play here. So now that's put the gap from Tron to Fast Ginger to 8.4 seconds and 25 seconds to the race leader. We're kind of keeping an eye on those timing gaps so we can see what the difference is from pit stops. We don't know what that pit delta is here this week. We never even thought to do the information testing on that, actually. We have Superman here in 4th place. Now this was our round 1 winner here. He was fairly quiet in round 1. He's much of the same thing here in round 2. He's just playing out his strategy here right now currently. It's going to be interesting to see where that places him. So we got TDC Gaming now in pit lane, and he was on 1% fuel there, so he definitely needed to go. And that leaves Fast Ginger coming back around. But the difference here now is Fast Ginger is on the medium tire. TDC Gaming is going to be coming out on the soft racing tire. Let's see how this plays out. Tron Kobe moves up into 2nd place with that pit stop from TDC Gaming, and this is a pretty elongated pit stop here. We got Superman also just heading into his pit box. He's got a set of sticker tires sitting there. Do they put them on? Yes, yes they do. We got TT's Kilt coming in, and same thing. They got a fresh set of sticker tires right there. You can see them in all their beautiful glossy glory. And is he going to do that as well? Yes, he is. He is also going to take that tire change. So some tires and some fuel here for our competitors in pit lane, and that puts TT's Fast Ginger back in the race lead here. And 8.4 seconds up the road from Tron Kobe. So fastest driver on the track currently is Ten Tenths Simracing's Lucky Alpha with a 43.362. So we've got TDC here in third place. We've got Heathen here in fourth position. We got Alpha in fifth place. We got Superman here in sixth position. We've got Kilt in seventh. We've got Sugar Rush Racing here in eighth. We got Dark Cobra up into ninth place. We got Medic in 10th position. And we got Scary Guy in 11th place. Everybody doing a pretty good job here. What we're seeing in round number 2 compared to round number 1 is drivers are a little bit closer to each other. They're still separated in certain parts of the racetrack depending on the pace of the drivers and their own self-made mistakes, but we are seeing the drivers being a little closer together to each other at the 30-minute mark here in round number 2 than we've seen in round number 1. And we're always paying attention to these things in our lower division lobbies because that goes to show us that the learning is moving in a forward direction, and if we see that the learning seems to have stalled, we want to try and step in as a mid team and try to help these lower placed tier drivers, help with tips and tricks to try to get them on track and do a little practice with them. So practice time is hard to get for drivers sometimes. Sometimes some of us have time schedules that meet other drivers' time schedules, so we try to do our best we can to try and keep everybody in the loop and with the same information, because at the end of the day we just want to see good, wholesome, fun competition on the racetrack, and that's what it's all about. Drivers just want to go out and they just want to have some fun, and if we're having fun and the drivers are having fun, that means you guys, the gals at home, should be having fun as well. So it's kind of the whole point behind the whole deal here. But it is 10 Tenths Fast Ginger here, and 20 seconds now the gap at that pit stop from TDC Gaming. Now I don't know if that is enough to cover the current pit stop that Ginger is going to be making here again. So I say that because he didn't take any fuel, he took medium tires, so that means he's going to run his mandatory tire mandate on those medium tires and then just jump right back into pit lane and go back on the soft tires. So much like we've seen from Lucas 369 in the pro division, that's the type of strategy we're seeing from Fast Ginger. The other two stop drivers have, some of them stopped very early in the race, got out that medium tire very early and went back on and went right immediately onto that soft racing tire. And then some drivers have kind of split those pit stops up into sections of the race, third sections essentially. So there's 4 to 5 different strategies currently at play on the racetrack here, and we got the podium battle starting to close up here. We got Heathen up into third place, we got Tron Kobe in fourth, and we've got Lucky Alpha closing in here. How come I can't find him? There he is. Lucky Alpha closing in here in fifth place. Currently fastest man on the track again with a 43.322, and he is definitely moving here right now, but so is this man, Superman, in behind here as he's got a couple second gap. Kilty here is closing in on Superman, and much like we've seen in round number 1, it seems like we are going to have a big group of cars battling it out here for each other right at the end of this race again. It's funny how it always seems to keep working out that way. These drivers are just so awesome. We love our drivers here at GT45 Gaming, we really do. Alright, so 10 Tenths Simracing's Fast Ginger here hasn't really put a foot wrong here so far today that we've seen. He got a great qualifying time, an incredible qualifying time for this division, and he's been in control of the race the whole race long. Of course, he gave up the lead for his pit stop sequence here and has, of course, retained that lead since his competitor made their pit stops, and the gap is 20 seconds, but it's dropping. And again, that is that tire compound difference between the two drivers. So we have RA's Heathen here. He's up in the third place. The gap to Tron Kobe now is growing. It's almost up to 2 seconds. So he's doing a good job at trying to open the gap up to Tron Kobe here. Tron Kobe has TT's Lucky Alpha trying to close in behind. And that gap is just a little over 2 seconds here currently on the racetrack as Alpha comes around the corner here. Superman tracking as well. He's just 4 seconds in behind. So, I mean, it really is anybody's fight here today. We've got Kilt right here in 7th place. We've got Sugar Rush Racing in 8th. He's our AM leader currently. We've got Dark Cobra here in 9th. We've got Medic in 10th. And we've got Scary Guy rounding out our field here as well. And he's doing a good job here. They're all doing a great job here today. Everybody's still on that lead lap here at the 32-minute mark as well, and we're always paying attention to that as well, because that also shows us the progression of the drivers. This is not an easy racetrack, Nurburgring GP. It's a very difficult racetrack in the slower group class racing cars, never mind one of our faster class cars with these LMP1s. So kudos to every single one of these drivers coming out to the NURB this week and really putting on a great show for the viewers at home, because they have really answered the call here under tough conditions. We have Damcat here in second place, and I gotta tell you, we're starting to see a little bit of gray skies coming as we enter into the Yokohama S, or turn number 1 there. So the camera angle showing a little bit of gray off in the distance, heading over towards the starting point of our racetrack here. So we're going to be keeping our eye on the weather conditions here for a little bit. Unfortunately, I don't have the radar that the teams have available to them. So we are just going to have to wait and see what happens and keep our eye on that weather. But we got a battle here for 4th place between Trone and Lucky Alpha. Alpha up on the inside, Trone's on the outside. Is going to give him the inside track back into AMG Arena. Little wiggle there as he comes in under braking, and TT's Lucky Alpha is all over the back end here, giving him the business. And are we going to see the setup move coming out of turn 3 here? It's turn 4, and both drivers go a little wide there. Alpha keeps it just inside the track there. That might be a half-second track there for Tron Kobe. He really got wide there, and there it is, half-second track limit penalty from our track officials. And you can't quite go that wide in that corner, unfortunately. And all Alpha has to do is really just stay close to Tron Kobe here at this point, and he'll get that position for free. But he may try to get the position beforehand and then use that half-second penalty to build the gap as well. So let's stick with this here. I don't like he's lagging a little bit. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing we can do about it. The car's not quite looking like it's acting right, but it is. It's just that net coding thing. And it's very, very difficult for the drivers to have to manage, but it's just a part of what we do, unfortunately. And I usually have a very stable internet connection. I don't think that is our issue here tonight. I think it's just the driver's just lagging a little bit. Alright, so he does get the position from Tron Kobe there as Tron Kobe serves a penalty. Tron diving off the racing line, doing the right thing there as well. Based off our regulations here, you do have to come off the racing line in order to serve a penalty, or you could, of course, be awarded an extra penalty from our stewarding officials pre or post-race. So that was a great job there by Tron. And Lucky had just enough momentum there to get around. Again, you don't lose a ton of time there. A half second's like a 3/4 second penalty where the serving zone is here at Nurburgring, so it's not the worst penalty serving zone in the game, but never ideal. Superman in 6th place, Kilt closing in 1.3 seconds in behind. We got Cobra coming in for a pit, and we got a battle here between Scary Guy and Medic here. This is for 10th and 11th, 2nd and 3rd in the AM division here. And we got some engine damage there from Medic. Let's go see what happened there. Oh boy. And it just a mistake coming out of the Schumacher S's there, I think, and that is a very high speed section of the racetrack there, and unfortunately we didn't catch the incident going in, but we most certainly caught the end result there, and he's all fixed up. He's good to go again here, and he'll start to track back down on Scary Guy there. But looks like an incident coming out of the Schumacher S's there. Maybe he caught the curb and got the car got just unstable and lost control. I suspect that is exactly what happened there. Driver's okay. The car is moving forward. Damage is on light. He'll recover, and he'll try to re-engage that battle with Scary Guy. Okay, so Ginger has made his pit stop. TDC Gaming, who I don't think is going to need to make another pit stop. He got less than 15 minutes on the clock. He's got a pretty good load of fuel there. I think he's okay here. We thought that last week, though. Ginger here has 18 seconds to TDC Gaming. So the 1-stop versus the 2-stop currently here is what is at play. We've got Heathen here in 3rd place. He's a 2-stop driver as well. We lost Ken. We lost Scary Guy to a disconnect there. What part of the race are we at? We are at the 36-minute mark. So noted, please race control, 36 minutes and 5 seconds disconnect for Scary Guy. We'll have to take a look at his position he was in at disconnect. We've implemented some new rules for disconnections this season. Again, just to try and protect the drivers. I mean, we're at the mercy of servers, we're at the mercy of internet connections, we're at the mercy of a lot of different factors. We have drivers from all over the world competing at the same time, which does sometimes create bandwidth issues like we have with Lucky today. This is called net coding. And it's just his information isn't responding to the game server, my host server, as quickly as the rest of the drivers, so it's spotty. And that spotty transfer of information is what's creating this little side-to-side movement, the sound of the tires that you could probably hear on the stream, and just the overall visual appearance that he's dancing around the racetrack, essentially. And that's what we call netcoding. It's just a vicious part of the game, and the drivers, unfortunately, it's unfortunate for the drivers that they are the ones that got to deal with it, because they're the ones racing with it on track. But you know what? They are so used to having to deal with this that it's just another day at the office for these racers. So moving and grooving here, and it's tough. It's tough when you're at the mercy of servers. So it's TT Kilt here at 6th. We got Superman in 7th. He's putting some pressure on Kilt here. Kilt has been trying to track down up into that mid-pack there for a little while. We got Sugar Rush Racing here. He's up in 8th place, and he's got a pretty comfy gap now on the rest of the field here. So very difficult, very, very difficult to see one of our drivers disconnect. We hate seeing that. We hate seeing that. All right, so it's Damn Cat here in first place. TDC Gaming, everybody. He's probably live on Facebook and YouTube right now. We've got 10 Tenths Fast Ginger. We've got RA's Heathen here in third place. He's got a 3-second gap to 10 Tenths Lucky Alpha, and Alpha is under pressure here now from Trone. And there we go. There's that netcoding thing there again. Yeah, I think Lucky realizes that something isn't right there. He actually gave the position up to Trone Kobe, so not sure what happened there, but that definitely looked like an internet connectivity issue, because his car just stopped dead in its tracks there. There is damage to Trone. I'm sure there's probably damage to Lucky's car as well. There is. So again, that's that netcoding. That's what we mean. Information just doesn't transfer as fluently from Lucky's end of things to my lobby right now, and that's why we're seeing the car in spotty, a little bit spotty. It happens on iRacing, it happens in ACC, it happens in every sim racing platform. It's not just Gran Turismo 7 here. It just seems more prevalent here sometimes for some reason. So you are awarded points, Scary Guy. I'm sorry for the disconnect, my dude. You will get points no matter what, and depending on the time frame, you may be entitled to our DC disconnect policy points as well. So we'll have to take a look at that. It'll get looked at by our officials at the end of the race. But yeah, no matter what, the drivers get points for disconnects here. They at least get the last place position points in the lobby if that happens to them. And we do again have a new policy in place, and we had some issues last season with DDR Roving Island World Tour 2 North American Edition with guys disconnecting with large gaps, on podium positions with 2 to go, 1 lap to go, and having to take last place points, and that just doesn't seem right. So we made some adjustments to the rules to try and protect from that for the drivers, and I mean, talk about killing momentum in a season when something like that happens. Now, I mean, the argument always is, in real life racing, you can blow your engine on the final lap, and that could be it. Absolutely, for sure. But we're at the mercy of internet servers here. We can't maintain the servers. We can't make sure that they're running 100% officially, and we're getting the bugs and glitches and kinks out of them, or making sure they're not overloaded. We have no control over that. What we do have control over is making sure our engines are maintained in our race cars in real life, and if you blow an engine, then the driver's probably just outright been driving it too hard. And we get that, but when championships are on the line in the sim racing world, and we're at the mercy of things that are beyond our control, that's a beyond our control kind of type clause. We have to make sure that there's just extended policies in play for that. So we work really hard on working with our driving community here at GT45 Gaming to try and always improve our rules and regulations to obviously keep the racing as clean and safe as possible for each driver on track, but to also keep the driver integrity in mind for the racing teams and the drivers involved as well. So it's a tough, delicate balance, but that's why we work with our driving community to try and come to these conclusions, and our extensive rule book that we now have in place for our championships here. But it is a collective group effort from our racers, from our community, from our viewers, and from our admin staff, and then we've come up with this great set of rules. So they're not perfect. Nothing's ever perfect, and we're constantly having to make revisions from season to season as things happen. But all in all, I think that the overall community has done a great job of building a really competitive set of rules that will be long-standing for a very long time to come, and that's important because the integrity is always so important, of not only of the series, but of the standards being played in the series. So we're always trying to work to improve and be better for our racers, as well as, of course, be more efficient and functional within our championships. But TTC Gaming is on it here today, and I mean, he has got more than enough fuel here in this car today. He made sure of it this time. If anything, he has probably got a good, I would say, eighth or quarter tank too much at the moment, but he was better safe than sorry from last week. He got robbed himself of a race win last week due to that miscalculation. He is definitely making sure that's not happening this week. And due to the fact that there was an extra pit stop from 10 Tenths Fast Ginger, and he's trying to do the one stop here, that has opened him up a nice tidy little 17-second gap over our second place driver here. And Fast Ginger has a tidy 15 seconds over RA's Heathen. Heathen is under fire here from Tron Kobe. So with just over 7 minutes remaining here, we are finally starting to see those end race battles kind of slowly starting to develop here. So Lucky Alpha's just lost off the pace a little bit, and maybe having some mechanical issues with that racing car potentially as well, that we've seen. But it is Heathen. You can see him just coming off in the background there. So I'd say 5-6 second gap right now from Tron and Heathen. And Heathen gets into that curbing, and boy, he just absolutely threw that car in there to try and defend the position, and the car threw itself around, and Tron Kobe just goes, oh, thank you very much. I'll just do a little dipsy-do here and take third place away. So Heathen now on the track to try and catch back up to Tron Kobe here to get that position back, and he goes really wide there. That is not going to help the charge here. As he comes down, that's probably going to be a penalty, and there it is. So TT's Lucky Alpha and TT's Kilt here in 5th and 6th place here, and this is Nose to Tail and Superman tracking just in behind him there in 7th place. So potentially three-way battle here for 5th place overall. And again, Superman is tracking in behind there. He is closing in, so a little bit again, tough situations here, but everybody's doing great. 5 minutes and 56 seconds remaining on the clock here as we are winding down. We've seen 29 laps from our front two drivers in the pro lobby. The rain definitely changed up the amount of laps that could have been potentially put in last night, so we should expect to see probably 29 laps from our Pro-Am division here as well tonight. So we are about 4 laps away from the finish of this race here, and the drivers are doing a fantastic job here. We're just trying to stick in on this battle here. Kilt takes a look up the inside there, and again, that net coating, or Lucky was not actually there, but the car made it look like he was there, and Kilt just being on the cautious side here, and making sure that there's lots of room between him and where Lucky's car is, potentially anyways. Potentially. And we have a pick coming from Lucky there. Does he need fuel? I don't think he needs fuel. Alright, so we've got our race leader just going around Dark Cobra there. So Dark Cobra just going down a lap down here. That's unfortunate here with 4 minutes remaining. He almost stayed on that late lap here today. That's fantastic. That's again, small improvements are big gains here for the drivers. We love to see it. So we got Fast Ginger here in 2nd place. We've got Tron Kobe here in 3rd position. And boy, Heathen is hanging in there, man. 1 second in behind, but again with a half-second track limit penalty, and these things are killing this charge for Heathen right now. We've got Kilt here in 5th place. We've got Superman in 6th. We've got Alpha back out in 7th place, and not enough fuel in the car. He just took a little splash of fuel there, so he must have been a little short on fuel. Got Dark Cobra here in 9th position. We've got Medic here in 10th place. And this poor gentleman had a tough hit coming out of the Schumacher S's there, but he is still on the road and putting in his paces here. And it's racing. You just never know what's going to happen. You got to take it to the checkered flag. You can gain positions due to post-race penalties. Anything can happen. You always got to take it to the checkered flag, no matter how bad of a day you're having. You just never know. And there's a drop round in the season as well. So if you have a bad race and you have 9 good races, that bad race is all of a sudden no real big deal, because it just falls off the standings like it never happened. However, if you do have bonus points earned in those drop round races, you will keep those earned bonus points with your point standing. Bonus points are earned points and do not get eliminated with drop rounds. So it is Fast Ginger in 2nd place, and the gap noted now is 10.7 seconds. The gap was 17 seconds. However, with only 3 minutes on the clock, I don't know if there's enough time there for Ginger to reel in TDC. The battle is here for third place right now, again, between Trone and Heathen. And where is Kilt and Superman? These two are getting fairly close together here, but it looks like they've separated recently. So we just wanted to check to see how close those two were. There was potential battle there as well brewing. But it is Heathen and Trone Kobe right now, and this is where the action most certainly is here on the racetrack right now. And Heathen's taking a big wide entry into the Goodyear curve here so he can try and get a big run on Trone Kobe heading up to the Schumacher S's. And I mean, Trone Kobe's been up to the call all night here in a defensive kind of driving manner. So a little bit of a wiggle off that curb right there. That was a tense moment there, I'm sure, for Trone, but he just gathered that up like nothing happened. But you can see he's really closing up here on the backside of Trone Kobe. Trone Kobe is more than aware. He's going to try and break the toe, and then he's going to move back over into the racing line there. And is he going to sit defensive? Nope, he's going to just hold the racing line. He's not really close enough to make anything happen from back there. It would be quite a lunge to try and make something happen there. And he's going to defend the position for the time being here, but now, as we come around the racetrack here, the time is everything, and there we go. Heathen in the slipstream. He's going to pull out side by side with Trone Kobe here, and this is a battle for the final podium position. He has the position coming into turn one in under braking. Is he going to maintain this position here? Trone Kobe looking for the over-under here. Can he get the power down? No, he cannot. Heathen's going to hold the position for the time being. Pardon me, ladies and gentlemen. We have TDC Gaming here in first place. We got Fast Ginger in second. And these two are going to get one more lap yet here, I think. The final lap is potentially right here between third and fourth place. It was that close last night in the pro lobby between third and fourth place. It went right down to the wire on the timer, and they did take that checkered flag. So we are going to sit here. I am fairly confident that our race leaders, TDC Gaming and Fast Ginger, are going to get another lap around here yet. But the rest of the pack, I think, is battling for their positions here. This is it. This is the end of the road for round number 2 for the rest of our drivers here in the field, I believe. Heathen and Trone could potentially just get across this line, though. This battle may not be over yet either, so we are going to kind of keep our eye on that. And this is a good battle here, and I think... Oh, Heathen goes wide. Trone Kobe looks there. He had an opening there. Oh, and he gets a little bit of a touch there on the back of Heathen. I think he went to try and go underneath Heathen there, and he miscalculated his speed. And he ended up giving Heathen an unwanted bump there, and that allowed Heathen to gain some extra speed up into the straightaway. But he bottles the Vito chicane here, but he manages to hold the line through there. Not much Trone could do right there. And as we head into the Hyundai curve, boy, it is going to be close as these drivers come to the start-finish line. But I think they're going to get another go at this here, as it is right there. And it's going to be final lap for third and fourth place. Let's move through the field here for a second. Let's get the rest of our drivers coming through. We've got TT's Kilt coming through here. It's going to be a 5th place finish here for him tonight. Great race from Kilt. We've got RA Superman coming home in 6th place as well. Oops, he didn't quite take it there. There we go. We got TT's Lucky Alpha coming in there in 7th place, and had to make that extra stop there, but didn't really seem to cost him too much there. A position, I think, on the racetrack. So good job here by Alpha under very tough conditions for him here tonight in 7th place. We've got Sugar Rush Racing is going to take home back-to-back AM Division wins here this season as he heads up into the Vito chicane here for the final time for himself. And where are our race leaders? All right. I know that battle for third, that battle for fourth. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. We got to show love to the drivers, all of them. Sugar Rush Racing, AM winner here in round number 2. Congratulations to him. Where is our... we got TDC coming up into the Vito chicane here, so we do have our race winner coming through here now as well. That battle still looks very active right now in between 3rd and 4th place, so congratulations to TDC Gaming. He got it nailed right tonight, and he's going to bring home that race win here in round number 2. TT's Fast Ginger is going to bring it home here. It's going to be a P2 for him, a great race. And it is... Oh, we have some blue flag traffic in the mix there, but it looks like it's going to be Heathen, and he's just going to hold Trone off here for third place in the race, but he does make a little bit of a wide entry there. And Trone Colby has a little false sense of hope that he's going to catch up there, and it's going to be Heathen for third place. It's going to be Trone Colby there for fourth place. We see Medic coming through the line there as well. Fifth for Kilt, sixth for Superman, seventh for Alpha, eighth for Sugar Rush Racing. And as I try to get through all the cars, it shuts me down. Oh, that was great racing right there. Fantastic stuff, but it is a race victory here for TDC Gaming, and a great job there by him. So congratulations to all of our drivers. Don't forget to save your replays, gentlemen. So it is TDC Gaming with the race win. It's going to be 10 tenths fast Ginger in second place, and he takes that fastest lap, and he gets the pole position point, so he's going to get a couple of bonus points here on the day. We've got RA's Heathen in third position. We got Trone Colby in fourth. TT's Kilt in fifth. RA's Superman in sixth place. We've got TT's Lucky Alpha in seventh. We've got Sugar Rush Racing winning for AM in eighth overall. We've got Dark Cobra in ninth. We got Medic in 10th, second in AM, and Scary Guy with the disconnect there, but it's still going to be a third place finish there for him in the AM division as well today. So great job there to Scary Guy, and we'll take a look at his disconnect in the time frame that it happened and see if it's worth even taking that route. But GG's to all the racers, and we'll wait for our podium finishers to jump into the podium interview room. Whew. Good job to our Pro-Am and Am drivers. So we are just up in our podium booth here, and we'll wait for our drivers to come pop on in. Appreciate that like on the stream, Stefan. Hope you're doing fantastic, my guy. That was a great racing right there by the Pro-Ams. That was a spicy battle there for a while for the AM race lead between Medic and Sugar Rush Racing as well. That was a great battling. I think we're going to see some great fights out of those two this season as the season continues to grow. This lobby is just getting tighter and tighter. The splits are only going to get closer and closer together as this group continues to race together. The drivers are very close at qualifying times as well, especially for the Pro-Am part of the split. So we're in for some pretty intense racing here. I think at certain points in the season, it really comes down to comfortability with the cars and the combination of the track that we're racing the cars on. But the weather held out for these guys. You can see it is a little hazy off in the distance there, but it was just a little bit of cloud coming in, so no big worry there for the drivers as well. So thankfully, our Pro-Am's got a nice, quiet little race. I've got it, Alpha. You're all good, G. That means your replays are full, bud. Oh yeah, we might need your POV though. Ah, man. That's right, it is what it is, dude. I won't switch the lobby for now. I'll leave the lobby sit. Mysterious is here. She's probably got a copy of the replay as well. GG's, guys. Congratulations, Sugar Rush. Good job, my dude. Alright, we'll chill here for a minute. And again, this is not a mandatory thing. The drivers are not required to come talk to us. Some drivers don't feel comfortable talking on the stream as well, which we totally understand. I totally get it. And sometimes just real life happens, man, and the drivers don't have time to come talk, so it is a-okay if they don't make it. And we'll just do our race recap like we always do. I mean, no matter how things work out, we always rock and roll. We do have Ginger up in the booth here. He is our second place driver, so let's go have a chat with Ginger. Hold on, let me turn on some audios and videos and, all that great stuff. There we go, a little clicky here. All right. Oh, we got Heathen here as well. I'll talk to him first. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Alright, let's do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we do have our third and second place finisher here, and our race winner is live streaming right now, so he will pop in if he's able or when he's ready to do so, of course, which is fine and dandy. But for the time being, let's talk to our third place finisher. We got R.A. Heathen here, and a really great run from you here today. It was a little bit of a spicy start to the race here at the Nurburgring GP here today, but you guys all got through it pretty neat and tidy, and you fought real hard here today, especially in the middle part of this race to try and gain that track position before that final pit stop sequence. And with a good, hard battle at the end of the race there with Tro and Kobe, and dealing with a little bit of lap traffic on top of that battle, you come out and find yourself standing on the third step of the podium here tonight. So congratulations. Talk us through your night. All right, can you hear me now? Very interesting.
You got me?
All right, there we
You
go.
got me?
There we go. All right, we are working, chat.
I
We had a little technical
I
phone
had
call
it.
there.
That was on my end. I had it muted on the phone still.
I think I was muted as well. So, did you hear the question?
Yeah,
Okay,
I did.
okay.
I was answering it.
All right, go ahead. I'll give you the floor.
Oh, but no. It's still kind of a blur. Started out going into the first corner after the green. I wanted to just kind of take it easy and see where I came out after that. And I'm not sure who it was, but somebody I think outbraked themselves a little bit, and I just missed it. I don't know how, but I did. Gonna have to definitely go back and look at that replay because that was tense. But besides that, just kind of put my head down, and I had my strategy worked out before the race. Was halfway expecting rain, and my strategy kind of played into that a little bit, but ended up getting a dry race, and it worked just as well that way too. But came in lap 5 to get off the mediums, and I was just going to run softs until we got rain if we got it, which once again we didn't. So just stayed on those for the whole race. Ran the fuel out on that first stint, or on the second stint, the first on softs. Didn't refuel when I came in, just ran that tank out, came back in, and during that first soft stint was kind of where I was trying to work my way back through and get back to at least the top 5. I wasn't sure anything better than 5th was going to be possible, but it worked out, man. And yeah, Trone, that I knew going into the last stint that it was going to end up being me and him fighting for position. What position that was going to be, I didn't know, but that was intense. My adrenaline's still pumping from that. That was a good racing, Trone.
Absolutely, and I mean, when you came out of that last stint, you had a little bit of ground to make up there on that battle too with Tro and Kobe, and you did a pretty good job to make that ground up. But I mean, it was a give and take battle there for about 3 or 4 laps. You had the position, then you came through turn 1 on a defensive line there and made that mistake and got the car sideways. Tro got the position back. You got back on your horse, gathered it back up, closed it back up, re-engaged the battle, and ended up coming out on top of that battle in third place there right at the end. So it definitely can understand that adrenaline pumping right now for a racer. But tough racing out there. Last week we had a lot more of a fast pace circuit with a little bit of technical. This week we kind of reversed the whole role. We put a lot of technical and a little bit of high speed in there. So how was it to make that transition from Daytona to Nurburgring for round 2?
Typically I'm usually pretty good at Daytona. Had that little oopsie early on in the race last week, and it was from there, it was just a recovery. But this week I tend to be real good on technical circuits, and especially with high downforce setups. So this is kind of one of the ones that I was banking on getting some good points out of. So it worked out well. But as far as the transition from high speed to lower speed or mid speed, if you want to call it that, um, Nurburgring GP specifically is one of my favorite tracks. It's a classic. I remember watching F1 on it back in the late '90s, early 2000s, in the Schumacher era, and it's always been one of my favorite circuits. And as far as actually racing it in the virtual world, I mean, as far back as what, F1 '97, I've raced it. So it's one that I know pretty well, and I'm banking it on the knowledge of the track rather than the transition from high speed to lower speed.
Absolutely, and I mean, you definitely looked real good out there. Looked like you were having a lot of fun out there as well while you were racing out there tonight. And a great spirited battle here from this Pro-Am class again in round number 2. And it seems like those AMs are starting to get up to that Pro-Am pace already here too as well. A couple of them guys are really throwing in the mix with you guys and creating some extra fun and excitement on the racetrack while you guys are battling it out in your different divisions. But with that being said, I guess any final remarks on your race here this evening and any shoutouts for the viewers watching at home?
No, once again, I just want to say thanks to Trone for a killer race. That was a blast. Like I said, man, this was probably my best race in a long time and most fun I've had in a long time. As you know, I've had issues in the recent past with DCs due to internet, and what I'm finding out now is console. I've moved up on consoles and gotten better internet, and that's all gone. So hopefully this trend continues. And yeah, man, want to first and foremost thank the wifey. Getting married next Thursday to Rachel and Olivia and Elena, our beautiful daughters, and of course everybody back at Race Asylum.
Well, cheers on that, and I mean, congratulations on the upcoming marriage as well. We'll definitely hope we get to have a little chat after Watkins Glen before that so we can send you off the right way. But big time here for Race Asylum's Heathen right now. Life is grand. A third place finish here in the GT45 Prototype Challenge this week, and that's going to place him well in the fight for the standings as we head to round 3 at Watkins Glen. So congratulations on a great race, and we'll let you get back to that Race Asylum Clubhouse to go celebrate with the great team behind the scenes.
Thank you, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and hit up our second place driver here now. Ten Tenths Fast Ginger. He had a great qualifying run here today, putting down a 141.900 in qualifying, and quite significantly faster than the second place driver TDC Gaming. However, when we reverse it to the race, the one-stop strategy was supreme over that two-stop strategy here in this division this Tuesday evening at the Nurburgring GP, and Fast Ginger, with a good charge at the end to try and close the gap, just ran out of time and finds himself in second place here. First podium of the season for Fast Ginger. Congratulations. How was your race today?
Thank you. Yeah, I was hoping he would run out of gas, so I thought maybe we went one lap more than he had planned on. So no, that was yeah, that the pole position, that was a big surprise. I haven't driven that, hadn't gotten that time at all. This even into practice, that was the fastest lap I'd ever done. So I was very surprised with that. I knew I could do well and get into 42s, but that was definitely pulled that one out for sure.
Absolutely, and I mean, obviously, that gives you a great placement when you get to the starting grid and the flag goes green.
Yeah,
and,
I was.
And we get off to the races,
Yeah.
and you get that good hole shot there. So for the first half of the race, so you were really in charge of the race. You were commanding the lead, and
Yeah,
I guess at what point was it you realized that TDC Gaming was on a one-stop strategy?
Probably when I went into the when I went into pits, and then he went in after he. I think he pitted after I did, and I saw that he went in on medium tires. So I was like, he's on. He's doing a one stop, because if there's no reason to go that deep into the race on medium tires if you plan on stopping another time for that. So I knew he was on the one stop at that point. I was just hoping that I'd build up enough of a time to get out there, because I know after I pitted, I even came back out in second place. So and then he went into the pits, then I got back into first, and then after I made my, I made sure that I did my 3 laps out to for the regulations. So I did the out lap, then 3 full laps, and then came back in and got the softs on again for the second pit stop to make sure that I was within the regulations for that. And then it was just hanging it out there and going as fast as I can, hoping that maybe he was doing some conservative driving with the fuel to make it last to the end of the race. So I was hoping that maybe I could just make up some time from there. And I was putting in pretty much purple laps for the last half of the race there for the third stint, and got within 8 seconds, but it just wasn't enough to get there. And I ran with, I had 20% of fuel left, so I should have been even closer. So it may even have been, I may have been able to get right on him and maybe even get the win if I'd had put the fuel strategy in a little better than I did. I was overfueled by a great deal.
Absolutely. I mean, that's always the tough. That's always the tough part of endurance racing is trying to figure out that fuel and that tire window, the calculations that you're looking for. And I mean, you always have a plan when you come into a racing situation, but then of course the race develops as the race goes on, and sometimes you have to throw that alternative strategy, or you change your plan, and that sometimes relates to having to change fuel calculations and all that great stuff. So unfortunately, of course, taking a little too much fuel. I mean, at 5 liters a second, it's a 4 second time loss there. You definitely would have been within, I think, within tiptoeing range there for sure, in the review mirror, if it wasn't for the extra fuel. But better safe than sorry, I always say when it comes to our fuel range.
Oh, I agree.
And you made the right call. You had a good comfortable gap to that third and fourth place battle there as well. So no immediate pressure in behind. So obviously that does help try to do what you were doing there with that charge back up to the lead. But TDC Gaming got that strat right here this week, and he had enough fuel in the car, and he brought it home there for first place. But I mean, great racing from you. Your first podium of the season, very early on in the season here as well. And what's your goal for round 3 in Watkins Glen?
Yeah, I mean, I like Watkins Glen a good bit. So, going into this race, I wasn't, it's not, apparently it's one person's favorite track. So, but not many other people's favorite track. But I grew to, once you understand the track, I really had a good flow around there, and the braking points, I even learned a couple more just within the half hour before this. I was able to push, probably even get a second off my time, just with a couple little late braking moments there from when I was braking before. So going into, I think it was a good year down there at the long right-hander. I was going a little deeper into that one during the race, and that made up a lot of time. And also going up into the chicane up there at the very end. I was braking a little bit before the 100-meter mark, and right during the race before the race I was braking right at the 100-meter mark, and that was just perfect. So I got a good flow and good feel for the track, and so I enjoyed it a great deal. So the next track, Watkins Glen, is a good bit like this track as well. It's got some long straights and those things. Plus, it also has some technical spots. Plus, it has just like Daytona, it's got its own little bus stop there too that you have to navigate safely through. And as fast as these cars go, it'll go through there pretty quick too. So should be interesting. I think it'll be a harder place to pass on that track as well. There's only a couple of spots that are able to real good passing opportunities there. So it'll be really big qualifying. It will matter a lot there as well, just as it did here, I'm sure. So it should be exciting race. Should be a good one for everybody to watch for sure.
Absolutely, and I mean, Watkins Glen is definitely one of my personal favorite racetracks. It's really unfortunate I'm not on track racing with the group next week, but we'll have fun commentating that great track as well. Watkins Glen is all about, like Nurburgring GP is, ladies and gentlemen, it is all about flow, rhythm, and the drivers need to try and maintain that rhythm throughout the race. So it's going to be quick lap times around Watkins Glen in these LMP1 cars as well. Probably about a minute and a half around the track if I had to suspect without knowing for sure off the top of my head. So it should be a really great race next Monday and Tuesday night there at Watkins Glen. But congratulations on a really strong race from you here tonight. That lap was crazy fast, and you got no ladder to check. Congratulations you on that absolutely fast lap. He called it a fat lap at first, and you know what? You're not wrong. That was an absolutely fast or fat
Yeah,
lap.
it
That was
was.
the beauty of a
Yeah.
lap. So great job there by you for that. That's going to give you some bonus points with the fast lap as well in second place. That's almost going to give you first place points there this week there anyways. So great start to your season. And I got to tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, the top
Heck yeah.
6-7 spots in the standings are going to be super close here moving into round number 3. So I guess any final remarks on your race day today and any shout outs to the viewers watching home?
No, I just really enjoyed it. It was a great race. I was pretty much on my own for most of it. I think I encountered 2 other vehicles while I was out there after the start. So, but yeah, I mean, I was basically racing within my head there. So, just trying to hit my marks and keep tabs on the people behind me too. That's what I was racing, basically racing that time back to second place and third place there at the end. So, but yeah, thanks to the Ten Tenths racing team, all the help and assistance that we've gotten over the course of the week. Definitely, I've improved my times, 3-4 seconds a lap easy because of all the pointers and just the track time that we had. Because at the beginning of the week, I was not too confident, and then we had a practice race, and everything just seemed to click all at once, and it was on from there. So yeah, definitely thanks for the Ten Tenths team. Thanks to you for putting on these events and for live streaming them for us to watch and our families to watch. And just, I'm not sure if I have any family watching, but if they are, thanks. But all the fans, definitely thanks for watching. Can't wait to drive for you guys next week. It should be just as exciting, or if not so even more so, because there's a lot of exciting moments at Watkins Glen for sure.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of them are going to be up the S's in through the bus stop for sure, and down the carousel. There's a lot of great spots within that sector there. You can force a move and get something done in a pretty extravagant way is the word we're looking for there. But congratulations on a great second place finish, and on behalf of Ten Tenths Simracing, congratulations on your first podium of the season as well. Proud of you, and we'll let you get back to that great clubhouse and go celebrate with the rest of the team.
All righty, thank you.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this is the only guy that we talked to last week. Would have talked to last week for his second place finish at Daytona, but tonight he got the strat bang on the money. He came out with the big one-stop strategy, pulled it off to perfection, and holds TT's Fast Ginger off by 8 seconds as they come across the start-finish line at the end of 29 laps here at the Nurburgring GP. Congratulations. Big sigh of relief for you here tonight that you got that big win. It's out of the way for the season. Talk us through your race.
Oh my I think this is actually my first league race win in my career here.
Well, congratulations on your first ever win in league racing then as well. We love that here. We love seeing the first from our drivers here at GT45 Gaming. That puts a big smile on our
close
face.
one before this one.
That was a great drive. Like I said, you were up against a lot of two-stop strategies. Obviously, in our pro division last night, that two-stop strategy was very dominant. But we did see the one-stop strategy find its way onto the podium last night as well. So you decided to come in with the one-stop strategy. Now, was that a strategic call based off of maybe what you knew from your competitors, or was that just what you felt was the best racing strategy for you coming in today?
I felt the one stop that was the strategy that I felt would allow me to push 100% the entire race. I felt like with a two stop, I would be trying to balance too much fuel, try and get the right fuel right on after the first stop. And after last week, I'm like, if I can do a one stop, I'm going to do a one stop.
Well, I definitely picked a good track for it. Nürburgring GP is not overly aggressive on tires due to the very flat surface nature of this racetrack, so it was definitely a good track to try and pull out that one-stop strategy for a race win here today, and you got the job done. You did it in pretty good fashion. Now, as you were starting the race, Fast Ginger had a pretty good pace going. He was controlling the pace of the race. At what point did you realize that you were A, on a tire advantage over Fast Ginger, and B, you were on also a pit stop advantage over Fast Ginger?
I think it was basically when we went in the first time. When I saw I was more or less keeping up with him on his first stint, his first off stint, and except for a few bubbles that I made, I was more or less keeping up with him while I was on medium. So I knew at that point that it was going to come down to when he made his second stop and when he and where and how far if he was able, I was able to close in the gap at that for that stop as to whether how close it was going to be at the end.
And when you came out of that, your pit stop, and then you seen him make his final sequence of pit stops, and you seen that gap at about, it was at 20 seconds initially when everything finally transitioned. What was going through your mind at that point?
It was around 17, 18 seconds, I think it was, whenever I saw he went in the pit, and I knew since he was also been getting fuel, that was more than enough room for me to be able to get around him after having made my stop. Yeah.
Absolutely, and we did make note during the broadcast there as we had about, I think it was about 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes left on the clock there. We took a look. We were starting to take a look at the tire and the fuel situation from the drivers to the field there, and we noticed you had an abundance of fuel in the tank of that car. Now, was that by design, or was that just a little bit of an overcalculation on your part there?
Given that I had less than a lap left of fuel whenever I finished, I'd say it was intended.
Actually, we didn't even notice.
Intended
We
to
didn't even
count.
notice how much fuel you had when you crossed the line because we were just that battle for third and fourth place there was getting really intense behind you guys coming to the finish
Yeah.
line there as well.
I had
So we were
like
trying to kind of keep our eye in two places at once there. So I actually didn't notice you were only at half lap of fuel. So you really got that nailed down perfectly then here this week. So that chat with your pit crew, like you said, you were going to have after round one, obviously got through to those great mechanics in behind pit wall. But this is two races in a row here now. You've really showed great understanding with the car. Obviously, you have great track recognition here within Gran Turismo 7, and your pace has really been on point. So, barring the personal little mistakes that each driver makes, I mean, almost a perfect run here for you tonight, picking up that race win, and that should unofficially put you in the championship points lead heading into Watkins Glen next week. So, I guess with that being said, does that alter your strategy for going into round three, and what is the game plan heading into Watkins Glen? Of course, what you're willing to give up, that is, anyways.
I'm just basically going to spend this week trying to find the strategy that, like this week, will let me push the entire race. That's basically what my goal coming into these races is. Just what strategy, what can I do to allow me to push it at 100%, 100% or as close to 100% as possible from start to finish. So I'm going to spend that this week just trying to find what I need to do there, working with Nolander and Petrolhead to see what our winning strategy is going to be this coming around.
Absolutely, and I can assure the folks viewing at home that next week at Watkins Glen, the tire situation is going to be a lot different here for these drivers. It is a very aggressive tire wear racetrack, Watkins Glen International Raceway is. So with that being said, the pit strategies are going to be extremely important heading into round number 3 from both our divisions. Not only is the fuel going to be a concern at Watkins Glen, but also the tires are definitely going to be a concern for these drivers and these LMP1 cars for our final run with the Audi R18s next week. But great run from you, and I know I felt the disappointment after round one, after that great Pro-Am race you had there, and redemption here this week.
Oh yeah, we definitely got our redemption this week. Should have had it last week, but we got a little miscalculations. All that ended up being last week. We got it on the money this week, so we made up for it definitely.
Absolutely, and definitely some good racing for your community over there, supporting and cheering you on. I'm sure while you were live streaming this round here tonight as well, which we obviously appreciate. And TTC Gaming over on Facebook and YouTube as well, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely go check him out every Tuesday night. He is typically live when he does his races. And if you want to see it from another driver's point of view besides what we're showing here on the screen, definitely go show over there, show the man some love, give him a like, give him a share, give him a sub. because he's Wiz right now, our current championship points leader, heading into round 3 at Watkins Glen, unofficially, but pretty officially. But nonetheless, with that being said, congratulations on a really great racing performance here again today. This racing group has given race officials a lot to talk about for Driver of the Day award again. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned to the socials. We'll be announcing those Driver of the Days later on in the week here once we've sorted all of that out after the officiating and all that boring stuff gets done behind the scenes. But with all that being said, final remarks on your race here tonight, and shout outs to the viewers watching at home.
I was nervous coming in, but once we got going, nerves went away. But I want to definitely give a shout out to Nolander and Petra and other teammates with Team Rad for working with me. This is a track that I've in the past struggled with tremendously. So to be able to, after working with them for a while, to find the right breaking points and all that, is very much appreciated. Shout out to the GT45 administrative staff and you especially for putting this on. Shout out to the viewers, obviously, because without them, we wouldn't be here. And of course, the other drivers in the field, because without them, again, this isn't happening without the drivers as well.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it any better myself. And we love to hear that from the drivers. We love to see them shouting out all the hard efforts from the teamies and behind the scenes. Sim racing is very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, becoming a team sport. As the last year and a half to 2 years really especially has progressed, so it's ever so more important that we see these teams getting together to work with each other, and it shows with great performances like TTC Gaming here tonight with a round 2 win here from our Pro-Am multi-split division. Congratulations on a great win. We're going to let you get back to that Team Rad clubhouse, go pop some champagne, celebrate with the team in behind the scenes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely great interviews from our Pro-Ams. Very well-spoken drivers this season so far. Very cool, calm, collected, great responses from the questions. We tend to throw some doozies at the drivers out of left field sometimes, but boy, they're always up to the task answering the questions. We kept it pretty good here this simple. The goal with the podium interviews is to allow the drivers to build that relationship with their race fans at home. You guys get to hear the voice behind the driver, behind the livery on screen, and it gives them an opportunity to give you guys and gals at home that are watching a little bit of insight of what it is that they're thinking and what they're going through while they're in these intense battles and in these tough situations on and off the racetracks. So the podium interviews we feel are very important for the broadcast because it gives that a little more of a personable feel towards our drivers and our competitors, but it also gives them a chance to decompress and debrief a little bit as well and just have some fun with their fans. So we appreciate our drivers. We definitely would like to say thank you to the GT45 administration staff, the gas in behind the scenes, stepping up, doing all that dirty work in behind the scenes while we're live broadcasting, making sure that the drivers debriefing and all that stuff's being done. We'd like to thank our officiating behind the scenes that take things over post race throughout the week to make sure that any situations are handled and any penalties that if need be are situated. We'd like to thank obviously Ten Tenths Simracing for bringing the series here to GT45 Gaming to be ran, and I am your host for the evening, GT45 Gaming, so I do appreciate the viewers. Most importantly, I wouldn't have a great opportunity to do high energy commentary in a family friendly manner if it wasn't for everybody that continues to come in, show that support, and show the love on GT45 Gaming Facebook and YouTube channels. So thank you so much to the viewers at home. You really are the superstars every single week, every single night that we go live. You're the driving force behind what we do here, the driving force behind our championships, and you're the driving force behind the drivers continuing to get faster and better so they can continue to put on more and more action for all of you watching at home. So when all those things go right, we end up with great championships like this. We end up with great nights of racing like we had here tonight in round 2 from the GT45 Prototype Challenge Pro-Am split. Congratulations to all our drivers. What an absolutely special week of racing again here from GT45 Gaming. So we will be back with the GT45 Prototype Challenge next Monday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time is when we will go live with the stream. Qualifying starts at 1:30 the hour. we will be at Watkins Glen International Raceway for another 50-minute spirited battle. And I got to tell you, that is going to be a fast race. It is a very speedy racetrack for a very tight, closed circuit. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun at a very iconic racetrack in the United States of America. It's one of my personal favorites. I'm glad to see that we are going to get to it because it's going to be a fun night of racing. And then we have our Pro-Am split again on Tuesday night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time to run round 3 for themselves as well. So I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like and share if you haven't done so already before you leave tonight. That'd be wonderful. If you have, you're legends. We appreciate the support. And if you're new to the page and you're enjoying the content and you want to see more, just hit that subscribe or follow button, turn on all your live notifications, and you shouldn't miss another great moment of the racing action here from GT45 Gaming and its amazing racing community. We appreciate y'all. Remember, you matter. Stay winning. And we'll catch you on the next one. Enjoy the awesome tunes on the way out.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh, just you watch. I'm stepping into fate. There is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. I'm cranking up on the throttle, victory is mine. Show you the harder the battle, harder I fight. I've come too far to quit. Step back, I'm going in. I'm cranking up on the throttle. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. This is how legends are made. Like